Hey, I thought I'd just do a quick video for you guys about basically career choices, and obviously I'm young myself. I'm not saying that I know these for a fact that this will work, but I know what it feels like to be pressured under doing something that you wouldn't want to do, with parents, school, friends, all that sort of stuff. So it's just a few tips of mine to help you decide or make a final reassurance to yourself that this is what you want to do in your life. Okay, so don't let others influence you. By this I mean, like, if something feels right to you in a career choice, don't let others get you down about it. For instance, say you wanted to be a tattooist. You're great at drawing, you enjoy it, you've got patience with it, but your mum wants you to be a doctor. Now, maybe that's great money. Maybe she believes you can do it because you're good at science, but maybe you don't want to do that. And how do you deal with that? Well, from my own experience, when I was in year 10, so a year before I left school, I wanted to do dentistry. Now, I'd went on a course to look at universities, and dentistry seemed quite interesting to me at the time. I was doing BTEC science, which isn't a very good science, really. It's not even classed as a grade here in the UK. But really interested me, and I looked up online about how much money it was. I mean, I knew it was good pay, but I think it was certain, and they can get up to something like 80 grand a year. So that's what I wanted to do. Now, as I looked further and further into it, it would have meant me doing 7 years of study. Now, I didn't want to do that. 7 years of learning about teeth. I kind of thought to myself, is that something I want to do for the rest of my life? You know? I mean, if I went into anything like that, and if I went to if I didn't like it, I went into a different job that wasn't medical, chances are they told me I'm overqualified. So I decided towards year 11, when it was my final year at school, to pick art and design. Now, a few of my family members weren't too happy about it. You know, they didn't encourage me to do anything higher class, but certain ones told me that I could have done way better. Now, I don't get the best grades in school. I get C's. I've never got an A, unless that's in food technology. But I wanted to do it as my life. You know, I've always been creative from day one. But art and designs, people see it as an unprofessional course. You wouldn't need anything for it. But I mean, there's so many aspects to it, like photography, textiles, all things like that I would do and I would find enjoyable. Now, the problem I found here is finding a career. So maybe you do know what you want to do. Maybe you're confident of it. But then again, on the topic of don't let others influence you, you've got to let yourself be your own person. If you're old enough to have left school by now, you shouldn't let anyone influence you, whether it's friends or anything, you know. And nobody can tell you, but all I'd say is think about it before you jump into it. Because studying, they can say, oh, well, you can always pick something else. Maybe that's 2 or 5 or 7 years wasted of your life, something that you don't enjoy once you go into the working world. And if you work full time, you're going to be doing that for pretty much half of your life until you retire. So, yeah, I mean, the next point I have is do what feels right to you. If anybody else has a problem with it, if you come in a higher class, I know someone who's in a very high class environment with their parents and everything, been pushed to go to boarding school, things like that, but they probably wanted to do hairdressing. Hairdressing it was to my appeal at one point, but it isn't now. If you want to be a hairdresser, go for it. But if if your parents have got the money to take you to Cambridge University, who cares? Who cares what they've got to say? It's your life. Obviously, respect your parents and sit them down and talk to them, but don't let them take over your life. I mean, once you're old enough to be a grown-up, that's it. It's up to you. Whether your friends, your family like it or not, that's the end result. And, you know, you do only live once. We don't know that for a fact, but, you know, for all we know, we can only live once. And if we live that once, why be living on other people's expectations? It's bizarre to me. But if you do choose something you've got such a passion about, it could be anything. It could be dentistry, it could be engineering, it could be hairdressing, it could be anything. It could be maybe, I don't know, say if you're say if you're gay or lesbian. So say if you're gay and your parents are really strict on it, and they're encouraging you to take, per se if you're a guy, they're encouraging you to take, I don't know, be a builder or take an engineering course, but you really want to do fashion design, and say your parents aren't really happy with that because it's not something they agree with. Well, that's for a totally different video, to be fair, but like at the end of the day, no matter where you come from, religion, anywhere, as long as you're happy, that's all that matters, you know. And career's a big thing. I mean, I guess you spend most of your life doing it, and it can be hard to go and study for something and then come out of it with a degree or something and get the job with it, get amazing pay, and you don't like it, or vice versa. You want to do something that's really good pay, but you don't believe you've got the good grades, so you go something way downgraded. Just things like that. I mean, if it does go wrong, it goes wrong, and you don't like it. I think we all go through phases in our life where we like a certain trend, or we go for certain people, or we mix peer groups, things like that. And I guess the same can happen with careers. Maybe you're enjoying, I don't know, makeup, you want to be a makeup artist, but years later you want to care for elderly people. You know, people go through phases. If you want to do that, then you do that. But if it does go wrong, don't panic. Don't wish your life away. I mean, there is always other courses you can take. I'm just saying, like, don't let other people influence you on your decision, because at the end of the day, it's your life. And whether your parents agree with it or not, whether your friends do, you know, other people, it could be anyone. Don't let them ruin it, you know. And be happy with your decision. If you feel like you've made the right decision for yourself, but your parents absolutely hate it, trying to encourage you not to do it, etc., then that's the bottom line. They have to live with that. It's your life. You know, people fall out. People sometimes don't like other people's decisions, the way they dress. It's all personal preference. But as long as you're happy, that's all that matters. And that's all I wanted to say, really. So, yeah. Anyway, if you have any other requested videos, then I will do it. Tags, anything really, I don't mind. I'll see you guys later. Bye.